Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's JD and I'm back with another video. This video is actually going to be a response vid to my man T Lawrence 117. And if you don't know who T Lawrence 117 is, go ahead and check his channel out. I'll put a link in the description down below to his channel. Be sure to sub, show the man some love. He'll give you a different perspective on the way he thinks about what's going on within the sneaker community. If you're looking to cop kicks, go ahead and check his channel out. He may be able to help you out with some of that as well. So in his video, he was asking, what do you guys think about the quality of Jordan Brand over the last couple of years? And in his video, I'll put a link to that as well in the description. Or better yet, I'll put a link to his video right here, so you can go ahead and check his video out so you can hear his full discussion. And he pretty much says, to sum it up, he doesn't feel like Jordan Brand quality has diminished the last couple of years. He actually thinks it's actually gotten a little bit better. He thinks 07, 08 was kind of the 06, 07 was like when it was at its lowest, and it's kind of slowly ramping its way back up. So I kind of agree with that, because I don't really think any of last year's retros were that bad. There were some some that slipped through the cracks. The Orion 7s were horrible. Everybody knows that. The Last Shot 14s weren't the best, but I bought them. So that brings up point one. If you don't like it, don't buy it. It's just that simple. If you can't complain about the quality and then camp out for the same shoe, or complain about the quality and then break your neck trying to get through on Twitter to get it reserved, or on Nike.com or whatever, and complain about the fact that you didn't get it, when all you did all the way leading up to release is moan and complain about the quality. Now, there's the issue in itself to me. When you say the word quality, what are you referring to? It could be one of two things. It could be the actual selection of materials that they use in the shoe, or it can be, that includes, how soft the leather is, the suede, nubuck, whatever, what kind of materials they actually used for the shoe. And the other side is pretty much how well the product is constructed, how well it's put together. And in his video, he refers to that as the craftsmanship. And that's a good word for it, actually, because making shoes is their craft, and we all work on our own particular craft, and how well it is put together is the trademark for Jordan Brand. So that's kind of their craft. So poor craftsmanship is what I'm thinking most people talk about. But the material selection does matter to a lot, because I know a lot of people have passed because they say, oh, the leather wasn't that nice, I didn't really like it, the quality wasn't the greatest, so I didn't buy it. Now, as far as that is concerned, I have a problem with saying that the material selection is not as good as it was. And that's a true statement, because the quality of material is not the same as it was back then. But there's a reason for it, because me thinking just logically, and I follow my train of thought on it, is back then that shoe was, for the primary purpose for that shoe was a performance product. It was made for MJ to play ball in. It was made for Jordan Brand athletes to play ball in. All the way up until maybe the 12. I think that's right around when the first Jordan team shoes came out. So from the 12s back, that was it. That's all Jordan Brand offered to MJ to play in. So of course you're going to get good quality material, because that's what the man himself is playing in. You had the softest leather, you had the softest nubuck, durabuck, suede, whatever it was, because that lends itself to being a good performing shoe on the court. There's no break-in time required. It's flexible enough to do what it needs to do. The padding is extra sufficient, so he is comfortable when he's playing ball in that product on court. Okay, but now the leather isn't as soft. But there's a reason for that, because nobody is primarily playing ball in retros. There are multiple Jordan team shoes out there, and then you've got the flagship version, the 2012 right now. So the retros are, it's shifted from the primary function being performance. Now the primary function of a retro is fashion. It's fashion over function. So why should they put the softest leathers and stuff like that onto a shoe when nobody's going to use it for that intended purpose? If you had the softest leather on the shoes, all it's going to do is crease up all quick, and then everybody's going to be complaining that they crease too fast, and then sneaker shields and force fields and wearable shoe trees and all those other products are going to the stocks are going to go crazy out, through the roof. So if you can't have it both ways, you can't want, a shoe that doesn't crease but want the greatest quality leather. You can't, because they don't go one and the same. You know, look at the Chicago 10s. They crease hella easy because the leather is actually, in my opinion, a better quality leather. So what they've done to counteract that is they've coated a lot of the leathers, which are actually pure genuine leather. It just may not necessarily be a full grain leather. It may be a split grain leather, which is a lower quality, which is still real leather though. And what they'll do is they'll cover it with a polyurethane coating. And what that does is it makes it more durable. And it also makes it a little more stiff. So while it is more stiff, it won't crease as easy, and it'll probably last longer because you're wearing it around town. You're trying to get the most wear out of your shoe. So Jordan Brand is giving us what we really want, whether we realize it or not. So that's one, the actual, you know, material. As far as the construction of the shoe is concerned, a part of me does feel like, yes, they do have some issues. There's a lot of inconsistencies, and I think that's the biggest problem, because you can take, you know, say you look at the white cement 4s. You can go to a Foot Locker and get 15 boxes, you know, 15 actual pairs of white cement 4s, and every single one of them will be a little bit different. You know, as far as, you know, glue stains, stitching inconsistencies, you know, the panels not lining up, so on and so forth. And that's a problem, and that's where a lot of people have their issue. But at the same time, a part of me feels like Jordan Brand has such a high standard that they set for themselves. As a matter of fact, on the 12, they remind us every time we put that shoe on that it's quality product inspired by the greatest player ever. Like I said, they set the bar so high for themselves that sometimes I feel like we look at the shoe and we're expecting to find issues. It's almost like you inspect what you expect. You know, if you go into a situation looking for a particular result, you're going to find it. Psychologically, you're just going to see what you're looking to find. You know, you're going to find something wrong with that shoe. And I think we pull out that magnifying glass and we look at a pair of J's, and we don't put that same eye on a pair of Kobe's or a pair of LeBron's or a pair of SB's or, you know, a pair of Durant's or whatever. So I think we kind of give Jordan, you know, we don't give him a fair straw, you know, a fair shake as far as that's concerned. And then on the flip side of that, they did it to themselves. You know, they're the ones that tell us that they're the pinnacle. They're the you know, benchmark for excellence when it comes to a performance product. So they're gonna have to give us what they say they're giving us, you know. But at the same time, LeBron, Kobe, Durant, they're all playing still. The product that you buy in the store is exactly what they're wearing. So their product is going to be better. That Retro J, Jordan's not playing in that. You know, Nate Robinson may be playing in it, but they're not going to do the same thing for Nate Robinson as they're going to do for Jordan. Even SBs, you may say, okay, well, what about SBs? Those are actually made to be, you know, skated in. I've never actually skated. You know, I can't skate. I can't even stand on a skateboard without falling down. You know, but I'm sure they do their job, because there's actual pro skaters that wear them. So that's how I feel about the topic. Do I feel that the quality has increased? I don't think there's anything wrong with the quality at all. You know, it could be better, but it could be a hell of a lot worse too. So I feel like if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's that simple. Don't complain about it, just don't buy it. And if enough people don't buy it, then they'll be forced to change something. But that won't happen because they're always going to sell out. If the quality was so bad, why is it that every single Retro Jordan has sold out, with the exception of the Stealth 10s and I think the Stealth 3s? You can't even find those anymore. You know, people are still asking more than retail for those. You know, so the Stealth 10s are the only ones still sitting on shelves. Maybe some cool Grade 12s, but those just came out recently. So it is what it is. That's my 2 cents on it. Take it or leave it. So shout out to my man T Lawrence 117. Check his channel out, as I said before. Thanks for throwing this together, bro. And that's all I got. So I'll holler at you guys later. Deuces.